It's September 25th, 1994. And we've talked about this special thing we've been wanting to do for several months. And Sabrina's going to share with us today some of the things that she's going to look for in a husband. How old are you, Sabrina?
I'm 10.
She's 10 years old, but she already knows what's important to her and what she's going to seek for in a young man that she would have take her to the temple and be married for time and all eternity. We're going to let her share some of those thoughts now.
I want us to be really like a Steve and Pam. We're always happy and never gripe at each other. I want him to listen to, like, we wouldn't argue if he wants to get a new car and I say that we don't have enough money. I don't want him to argue with back, or I want him to be happy and like music, because our whole family likes music, and to want to spend time with our family and have a lot of kids, because I like a lot of kids, and to really be spiritual and read the Book of Mormon and the Bible a lot and have a really strong testimony, and just be really strong in the church. And I want him to go on trips with our family and do a whole bunch of family things, because I've had so much fun with our family, and I want to have the same with mine.
Does he have to be handsome?
He doesn't have to, but I'd like it if he was.
Okay. And does he have to be rich?
Nuh-uh. I don't care.
Okay, what else, darling?
I want him to smile a lot. Because Mama always smiles and y'all always smile, and it just makes other people feel good when you smile a lot. And just...
How do you want him to treat you?
I want us to be partners, kind of, and we will be partners, and I don't want him to ever argue with me, or I can't argue with him either, and I want him to love me and never be embarrassed to hug me or kiss me in front of him, or hug me, and I want him to treat me like he would want me to treat him. There's scripture about that. Do unto others as they would have you do unto them. And that I feel like he should treat me like he wants me to treat him.
What about schooling? What kind of education?
What kind of...
Do you want him to have a college education?
Yeah, I want him to go to college, and I would like him. I don't know what I don't care what he is.
As long as he does a good job at it, huh?
Yeah, I want him to like his work.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, what about, does it matter whether or not he's willing to pay tithing?
Yeah, he needs to pay a full tithing, because he needs to help the church, and if he's strong in the church, he'll pay his tithing.
And he'll serve a mission too. I imagine you won't settle for someone that's not a returned missionary.
Does that matter to you, darling, if he goes on a mission?
Uh-huh.
You want him to go on a mission?
Yeah, and if we get older, I want us to go on a mission together.
That's great.
Because I probably won't be able to go on a mission, and I wanted to go on a mission.
That would be wonderful.
Why do you want one that goes on a mission?
Because that's, I want him, because that's what the Lord wants him to do, and I need to have a person that's willing to serve the Lord.
Yeah, good. And does it matter to you if the boy has gone around with lots of girls and done bad things?
Yeah, I don't want him to do that because if he does it with them, he might do it with me. Well,
you mean if he's married to you, he might cheat on you or something?
Yeah. He's been out with a lot of other girls, and he might want him back. Sick of me.
But he's going to date other girls. You just don't want somebody that's done bad things with him. Huh?
Yeah. And I want him to be honest and tell me everything. Well, not some of his things he don't want to do.
Almost everything.
Yeah,
right?
almost everything. I'll have a couple things I might not want to tell him, but he just a couple things that don't even matter. But he needs to be really honest with me.
That's wonderful.
Well, what would you think if he argues or fusses at his mother?
If he fusses, I wouldn't. I want his family to be happy together too. And I don't know. I wish he wouldn't do that. I wouldn't like him to do that.
I mean, if he fussed and argued with his mother, would that scare you a little bit, you think?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if he fussed with his mother, he might get fussed with me.
Yeah. How about with his little sisters or brothers?
If he fussed with them, then he probably doesn't get. He probably may have a bad temper and fuss at me too. I don't want him to, because I want us to be partners.
Uh-huh.
What about when he comes home from work and little children that need bathing and feeding? How do you want him to help?
He needs to help me do that because I've been doing it all day long. And I think like he could bathe the kids while I fix supper or something. And he'd help me too.
That's good.
Well, what would you think of this boy? I'm talking about before you get married. And he says that when I get married, I'm going to go to work, and when I come home, I'm going to sit down and watch the ball games on TV, and you're the one that's supposed to take care of the kids. What would you think of that?
It'd scare me. Like he'd never do. Well, wouldn't really scare me, but I don't know. It would kind of bug me that he said that, or that he would do that and he's not willing to help me.
I bet it caused you to think about it. Is this the kind of person I really want in my home?
Yeah, if he does that, seems like he'll just sit around and be lazy. Because when they do that, it seems like only lazy people do that.
Would it bother you if he was lazy?
Kind of, it would, I guess, because, well, we need help, and he might not be willing to help us if we really need help.
Yeah. You said something about a mission. What you're thinking about the temple, does that matter to you?
Yeah, we need to go get married in the temple, because then if we don't get married in the temple, then we won't, when we die, we won't be together in heaven. And when the Lord wants us to get married in the temple, because we need to be together in heaven forever.
Yeah, well, that's good. What if this fellow that takes notice of you, say some fellow notices you.
About the...
Now, honey, what if this guy noticed you and you noticed him, and then you learned from him that he's had a big problem as a doper? Do you know what a doper is?
Someone who does dope.
Yeah, which is another name for what?
A drug.
Drugs. So, suppose he'd been using a lot of drugs.
I wouldn't marry him because the Ten Commandments says that we're not supposed to do drugs, and it would make them drunk or would act weird, and the Lord doesn't want us to do that, and I can't marry someone who doesn't obey the Lord's commandments.
Besides that, what might drugs do to the brain?
It might kill his brain.
Or at least part of it, huh?
Yeah.
Might fry part of the brain. And you get somebody hooked on drugs, and you might have somebody with a damaged head.
Yeah. He might.
Does the same thing apply to, smoking? What if he asked you out and all this, and wanted to talk serious, but he was smoking?
The Lord doesn't want us to smoke.
What would you think of it, though?
If he was smoking, it would make me scared of him, and I wouldn't want to date him anymore.
How about if he sweared a lot? Swore?
I wouldn't marry him either, because we shouldn't swear, and if we swear, then we'd swear at the Lord, and that's the Ten Commandments, not to swear at the Lord.
Yeah. Besides that, usually a person that swears either has a dirty mind, or else they have a temper. If they swear because they're mad, that means they have a temper. Otherwise, if they swear, it's usually because they have a dirty mind. Well, did you cover everything you wanted to say about the temple? Do you have a preference as to which temple?
I don't know, I'd get married where y'all got married. Where'd you get married?
Salt Lake Temple?
That's
But the Dallas Temple, any temple is okay, though, so choose the one you want.
Okay.
And it's like your mother and I used to say, we'll go to whatever temple you choose if it's in the United States, continental United States. That means the United States. We'll go to any one. Now, if you choose one in Australia, they have a Melbourne temple, don't they? Do they have a temple?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I know they got a New Zealand one, but that's too far for us.
I don't think I'll go to Australia. I'll probably go somewhere in Texas or Utah.
Yeah. Okay, darling. Have you found the guy yet?
If I have, I don't know.
Well, he'll sure get a prize when he gets little Sabrina Packard.
Honey, are you trying to live up to all those standards that you have in mind for the fellow?
Yeah, I'm trying, and yeah, if he's not like that, then I'll probably look a long time for someone else.
But you're trying to live those same standards? You doing all right at it?
I haven't really started yet.
Started what?
Looking for a husband.
No, but are you doing pretty well at living those standards?
I guess.
But you haven't started looking for the fella yet?
Good.
I'm too young.
Well, when are you going to start looking? In other words, when are you going to start dating?
16? I'll date when I'm 16.
If somebody asks you, you mean?
Yeah.
But you're going to wait until 16, huh? I mean, what if this basketball hero asked you out on a date when you're only 15? How would you handle it?
I'd say I can't go.
You can blame it on to Daddy if you want to. Just say Dad said no.
Okay.
And then they'll say why, and what would you say?
You can ask him that.
But do you know why?
Why? Oh, because I'm too young?
If you're under what age?
16.
Okay, dear.
Why don't you give your dad a great big hug?
Yeah.
Oh, what a joy. Sweet little doll. Thank you so much for the time this afternoon.
Welcome.
You're a sweet, sweet girl. We appreciate you helping.
She's an angel.
She is at that,
Yeah.
for sure. Bye-bye.
Sabrina is the daughter of Barney and Sarah Packard, and she is sponsored by Packard and Packard. She has brown eyes and brown hair and attends the 4th grade at Pine Forest Elementary. Sabrina is 9 years of age, and she was born in the month of June. Her favorite food is spaghetti with meatballs, and her ambition is to become a mother with a lot of children. Her favorite television show is Full House, wouldn't you know? And her favorite hobbies are skating, jumping, swinging, playing, kicking the ball, and babysitting. Miss Sabrina Pageant. It's quite an array of young ladies there. And the judges were happy I brought them back out, I'm sure. Needless to say, the directors of the pageant are probably happy I brought them back out. The glory is Miss Teresa Packard. Teresa is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Barney Packard, and she is sponsored by Packard and Packard. She has blue eyes and blonde hair and is in the 6th grade at Viner Middle School. Teresa is 12 years of age and celebrates her birthday in February. Her favorite food is tamales and Mexican food. And she would like to become a teacher and possibly a professional singer. Her favorite television show is Ricky Lake, and she enjoys swimming, singing, shopping, and jumping on a trampoline. Miss Teresa Packard. She's in the 11th grade. I give you Miss Jennifer Forte.
Rolling by like thunder now.
own talent, too. Thanks again, Jennifer. Appreciate that. Glory is Miss Natasha D. Hayes.
There she is.
In the Little Miss Princess category, the most photogenic is Miss Ashley Jones. Our third runner-up for the Little Miss Princess category is Miss Ashley Jones. The second runner-up for the Little Miss Princess category is Miss Leona Evans. The first runner-up for the Little Miss Princess category is Miss Heather Ozio. And our 1994 Little Miss Princess is Miss Sabrina Pageant. Thank you, ladies.
Teresa's group. All these girls are real pretty.
Out there, is she this one?
Yeah, she's last.
Hey, scoot down.
And she's way down to the end.
Scoot down.
Okay, Kelly just got most photogenic.
And if you'll step forward as I
She has
call
a
your
good
name, it
chance.
might help them identify you.
Teresa does too.
You may have already done that. I can't see everybody in line. The third runner-up, Miss Princess, is Miss Pamela Quick.
Here's Pamela. Teresa's way down.
And the second runner-up, Miss Princess, is Miss Amber Nelson.
Real pretty girl.
The first runner-up, Miss Princess, is Miss Kelly Wisby.
Are not close.
And our 1994 Miss Princess is Miss Teresa Pack.
All right, Teresa. Oh, goody. Let's see if we can see her.
Those selected as well as those participating.
All right, Teresa.
All right, Teresa.
This is a great-looking group of girls, as well as the reigning Miss Princess. Thank you, ladies.
Teresa.
a second. We've had a little technical difficulty.